Bean fired a 5 under 67. He's at 13 under. Jack Nicklaus had a 75 Saturday. The Bear is 6 strokes back. Paul Runnels, CNN Headline Sports.
This is CNN Headline News.
Across the world, phones are ringing. Who's calling?
Hello, Mom.
People who have the AT&T Reach Out World plan. They're saving 20% on calls to friends and family in over 45 countries and areas.
You see the phone bill?
Even if you spend only $11 a month on international calls, you'll save on your calls to Mexico, Canada, across the Atlantic, or the Pacific. Dial 1-800-352-WORLD. Then go ahead and call. And the longer you talk, the more you'll save. The low $3 monthly fee gives you over 100 hours a week to save. You'll even get a state-to-state discount. Across America, people are signing up for the AT&T Reach Out World plan. Because with these savings and all the quality and service you expect from AT&T, it's our best value in international calling. Sign up now.
The UN Security Council has passed a U.S.-drafted resolution outlining conditions for a permanent ceasefire in the Gulf. It covers the exchange of prisoners of war and Iraqi reparations to Kuwait and maintains the economic and arms embargo against Iraq. The Council approved the measure 11-1. 3 members abstained. Allied military commanders and their Iraqi counterparts are scheduled to meet Sunday near the Iraq-Kuwaiti border for formal ceasefire talks. Officials say the exchange of POWs and the location of Iraqi mines will be discussed. These are among the first group of injured American soldiers to return to the U.S. from the Gulf. The 15 men arrived at Kelly Air Force Base in Texas Saturday night. Defense Secretary Dick Cheney says he hopes to have an Allied troop withdrawal plan in effect within a week or 2. The new U.S. ambassador to Kuwait is making his rounds. Edward Ghanim visited a hospital Saturday, speaking with many Kuwaitis who claimed they're victims of Iraqi persecution. With the latest in the Gulf, I'm Jenny West.
Both sides are still claiming victory in the Persian Gulf conflict. In southeast Georgia, the claim of victory is a bit subdued. The 24th Infantry Division, which is based there, lost 10 lives in battle. Tom Regan reports on efforts to show support for the living and the dead.
God bless America.
News of the casualties involving troops from Fort Stewart was on the minds of most everyone at a rally here in Glenville, Georgia. Although the end to the fighting has brought a large measure of relief to military wives, the safety of their loved ones remains a constant concern.
It could be me, with those moments when you don't know what's going to happen, if the man's going to knock on your door, or if they're going to get a phone call saying he's injured.
And when I get the call that he's on his way, then my celebration starts.
Roxanne Frame is one of the few lucky ones to receive a reassuring phone call from her soldier husband.
I go, Shane, is that you? He goes, yeah, what's happening? I said, are you all right? He goes, I am fine. He goes, don't worry, I'm fine.
God bless you.
Earlier in the day, the town of Pembroke, Georgia, staged another rally for their troops. Jennifer Murray even brought a picture of her soldier son. She says she plans to hold it close to her heart until he returns.
This isn't going to be over for me till I get my hands on him. I wrote and I told him he owes me a hug, and it's not going to be over till I collect.
I think I'll really burst with excitement when I see him, when he's out of Saudi and back in the States.
It'll be many weeks before the troops return to Fort Stewart, but beginning Sunday, Georgia National Guard reservists on desert training in California will return to Hunter Army Air Force Base near Savannah. In Glenville, Georgia, Tom Regan reporting for CNN.
It was a Persian Gulf pizza party for nearly 6,000 people in Mississippi's capital. 2,000 pizzas were served Saturday, and Governor Ray Mabus played host by having a street closed near his mansion. The guests were relatives and friends of National Guard and Reserve members. More than 3,000 of them have been sent to the Gulf region from Mississippi. The 19th annual Iditarod Sled Dog Race is off and running across Alaska. Saturday, the 1,100-mile marathon got underway in Anchorage. The weather conditions were crisp and cool, perfect for what some predict could be the fastest race ever. A record 75 mushers are competing for the $50,000 first prize. Favorite is 4-time winner and defending champion Susan Butcher. That's our report this half hour. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tori Atali. We leave you with a ride on the Miami Sound Machine. Gloria Estefan, who's recovered from a serious traffic accident injury, and her group kicked off a comeback tour Friday night.
Get on your feet. Get on your feet. Get up and...
This is CNN Headline News.
In today's world, it's hard enough to keep up, let alone keep informed. Now there's a way to do both. Every half hour, 24 hours a day, get the latest news, business, and sports. Continuously updated, clear, and concise. There when you need it. Yes. Headline News. Anytime, all the time.
From Turner Broadcasting System, this is CNN Headline News.
As the ugly specter of war erupts in the Persian Gulf, the world turns to one source, where President Bush follows the widening conflict and Saddam Hussein looks for the Allies' next move, where key figures monitor world reactions, families of soldiers wait for news of loved ones, and the world watches for an opening to peace. And the one source these people have is the source you have. Now, more than ever, shouldn't you be watching CNN, the world's news leader?
Your first book, Computer Basics Now. Examine it free for 10 days. If you keep it, other volumes will follow, one about every other month. Because whatever it is you want to know about computers.
How does a laser printer work?
What's a window?
Understanding computers begins with Time Life Books.
Call 1-800-292-3000 to examine Computer Basics free for 10 days. Keep it and pay just $14.99 plus shipping and handling.
CNN Headline News, I'm Brian Nelson. Allied and Iraqi military commanders are meeting in the desert somewhere today, hoping to reach an oasis, the official end of the Persian Gulf War. Ceasefire talks are set to take place at an undisclosed location, reportedly near the Iraq-Kuwait border. U.S. officials say that Allied control of Iraqi territory should provide them with plenty of leverage, and they expect to do almost all of the talking. John Holloman now looks at the subjects up for discussion.
The Allies say the ground rules are simple. The coalition lays down the ceasefire requirements, and the Iraqis accept them.
Not a negotiation, it's a meeting and discussion, and we have already forwarded to them some of those conditions that will be discussed or will be laid in front of them at this meeting.
Defense Secretary Cheney says the primary condition is that Iraq immediately release all prisoners, military and civilian.
The question of American POWs will be right at the top of the agenda. It's very, very important for the Iraqis to understand that we do not yet have a ceasefire. What we've done is to suspend military operations.